That's dope. That's dope.
What is up, everybody? I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. It is 7 de Mayo, not a holiday, at 2:30, a half hour later than my normal live streaming appearance time. I was on NASDAQ with Jill Malandrino talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum and energy consumption, regulation, all the things that are near and dear to all of our hearts. Huge thank you for them for having me on. Apparently they show it maybe like on the big screens in Times Square. I have no confirmation if that happened, but if it did, then screw you, Diddy. My face is in Times Square, bigger than yours, you chump. That'd be pretty cool if my big face and stuff was on. I changed my shirt. I looked more professional on that, so I was a minute late because had to change my shirt so I could look more casual for you guys, like I don't care. It's all about that act. I hope that all of you are doing exceptionally well. Bitcoin continues to be absolutely boring, which is cool. I realize I'm more zoomed in today than usual. It's giving altcoins a continued chance to thrive, seeing absolute monster moves from all these dinosaur coins. We had, BNB, not so much a dinosaur, but a large cap. Doge, of course. We had ADA and XRP weeks ago, and then we had ETH and Litecoin, and then all of a sudden it was like EOS and Bitcoin Cash and TRX starting. I love TRX here, guys. Been talking about this for a long time. I love TRX. I was excited that on the NASDAQ thing that she asked me about the energy consumption debate. I don't know if you guys saw the Bill Maher debacle. Bill Maher went on TV and ranted about how we're all nerds and losers and we're destroying the earth for like 8 minutes. He committed more than 10% of his time on TV to ranting about Bitcoin. What a jabroni. He's kind of a dickhead about it too. Like kind of a real asshole. Nobody likes you kind of guy, and they talk about the energy consumption, all the shit. And it's been debunked so many times. It's so stupid. Like gold mining and the whole gold industry uses much more energy. Banking uses much more energy than Bitcoin. There's also this huge misconception about the difference between energy use and electricity use. A lot of what Bitcoin is doing is not even on the grid. They're using, repurposed methane near oil fields and renewables, and they don't account for any of that. And then you think about the banking industry and gold. Like gold, they literally to just gash the earth. You can see it from space. They leave these just huge gashes. Like it looks like there was a massive earthquake. But, gold's great and Bitcoin's bad. The banking industry, do we count the air conditioners that are on in the bank and the power used for ATMs? Does all that electricity making the money printer go brrr? Does all that count? The energy consumption of the banking industry, which is 5 times that of Bitcoin. It's like another excuse for anyone who doesn't understand it to just throw the FUD at Bitcoin. We don't understand it. We don't like it. Energy. And honestly, I had Peter Wall of Argo Mining, and he was like, yeah, we use all renewables. Now we're moving to the minefields of Texas, and we're going to use methane, and it's going to be, all electricity that's being repurposed, and it's like a non-issue. And even in China, and you have this image that China just doesn't give a shit about the environment, and sure, coal energy can be cheap, but they shut down Inner Mongolia, right? They're like, you guys really suck at being environmentalists, and you hate life on the planet, and so we're just shutting you down, and we're not letting anyone else mine here. And now more than 50% of the hash rate is out of China, so suck that, China. China's cool. I like China. It's cool. But listen, crypto could go 100% renewable. They're starting to mine green Bitcoin. It's a whole narrative. I actually wrote something in the newsletter today about that basically there's this chance that Bitcoin could become non-fungible. Fungible meaning equal exchange of value. Because there could be a premium or a different price for green Bitcoin versus dirty Bitcoin, like we've seen in a lot of industries. So maybe there becomes this world where people pay more for Bitcoin that's virginly mined from the loins of virgin minors. I don't even know what that is. What was I doing? Never know. What do I do with my hands? I don't know what to do with my hands. But there could be this world where, yes, just like Blood Diamond, someone just said, where, there's a premium paid for clean Bitcoin. That's it. Let's look at charts. Nobody wants to hear me talk about the environment. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. I tried to buy a Tesla and it never came. Never came. Now I read an article that was like, hey, that Tesla that you bought in January, it could come in like November, feeling pretty good. It was supposed to come in March, and that was already annoying. Already annoying. I want to save the planet. You won't give me the car. So I will hug your trees. I'll love your environment, but need the car. Let's look at that boring coin chart. What do you guys think? I said this on, I don't know what to do with my hands. Yeah, let me add that to the stream. You guys see it? This was my chart that I shared in the newsletter today. I've never made a joke chart for the newsletter. I've always been very serious. And I said, who wants to trade this? It's stupid. This is stupid. You don't want to trade this, right? I don't know how you how people do that thing where they Photoshop on charts, But this is it's like Bart Simpson, upside down Bart, forward Bart, hey man, put a hat on Bart, put upside down hat on Bart. This is not tradable price action, in my opinion. Not when you go down, come straight back up, go straight back down, go straight back up, go straight back down. This is terrible. This is like trading AIDS. It's bad. They're going to cure AIDS, probably. They're going to have a vaccine for AIDS, HIV, probably, as a result of the COVID vaccine. Don't see them reporting that very much, but pretty much true. So let's look at this naked chart. I haven't looked at it in a while. Listen, if we don't get above that, this is all nonsense. It's all nonsense. Doesn't mean anything, because this is all massive resistance. This is all massive resistance. This is just like a big clusterfuck of no man's land for traders. I'm sure there's people who are scalping this successfully, who are like god tier ledges or whatever the stupid meme names you guys call people, Giga Chad, Uber Dicks or something. But I don't see how you predict at any of these points what was coming next. Right here, you were like, oh yeah, that's definitely cool. Except for that this did have bullish divergence on the hourly. But this is a huge, to me, this entire thing here, expand that. This is terrible. This is you just can't trade this. You got to be up here. That's where you come in with the passion of the Christ. That's where you just pull out all your Mel Gibson quotes and you just get after it. And tell them that they may take your lives, but they'll never take your freedom. What do you guys think is the best? We have done this before. We did it with Val Kilmer last time. What's the best Mel Gibson movie? What is the best Mel Gibson movie of all time? I'm curious. I might even come back to the chat for this. I want to know what you guys think. Whoever said The Patriot, you're fired. Sorry. Movie's fine. The Patriot is like American Braveheart, but worse. No accent. Braveheart. It's Braveheart or Lethal Weapon, obviously, right? The only two options are Braveheart and Lethal Weapon, and definitely What Women Want. Definitely What Women Want, I would say, is probably the best Mel Gibson movie. Brave Christ. I've never seen Brave Christ. Sounds good, though. The Patriot. The Patriot's a fine movie. It's kind of kitschy. He can't make a rocking chair. He falls through the wood, and he goes out, and he fights that ridiculous dude who's the bad guy in everything that nobody likes. That's the kind of guy. The guy who plays the bad guy in The Patriot probably gets punched in the street. Sorry, I'm cleaning my mouse. It's sticking. That's the kind of guy that you walk up to and you're like, you've been in so many movies where I hate you that, yeah, I just actually want to hit you in the real world. But interestingly, I had not, looked at this. This does look like it's kind of consolidating up, low, higher low, slightly higher low, slightly higher low. Okay, this is encouraging, all towards kind of this. So yeah, I still think you need to pop above that. I'm curious if this makes a channel actually. Yeah, kind of. Certainly close, right? I think that's what we're looking at. Not a bear flag, right? Kind of actually just looks like he's going to round out here and continue up. Like, I don't really see anything bearish, especially when we know, like, rationally, like, we have the data. This drop was 100% leverage, right? $10 billion in liquidations. $10 billion worth of idiots. I'm not saying you guys are idiots. I love you. I've been there. But, like, why would you use 100x leverage on an asset that moves 10% in a day when slightly less than 1% is going to get you liquidated like a jabroni? Seems bad. Just seems bad. So yeah, now that I'm looking at this now, like, see, like, here, struggle, here, and not only do we have all this here, we got to get above this, and then we really got to get above this, and then it's party time. We got a little increase in volume here. It's all right, but I just don't see any reason to trade Bitcoin right now. There's so much opportunity in this market. What's this chart? Don't even know. This was funny. But yeah, oh, yeah, you look at it on this, look at it on the daily. Like, look at how strong that resistance is at, and we're right there, 58,019. That is compelling-ish. This whole area, right? And it's over here too, and over here. So yeah, drilled in here, it's even worse, and here's that 59. 8. My God. Look at these daily candles. Like, oh, it's terrible. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, it's amazing. I love it. Ooh, wee, hee, hoo. Right? But I will remind you that bad weeks do not last. You know, this was a bad week, bullish engulfing. This was a bad week, engulfed by 2 candles. This was a bad week, 2 candles later. This was a bad week, didn't matter. This was a bad week, didn't matter. Bitcoin's just so bullish. Just going to consolidate for a while, and we should be paying attention to other things. Yes, all the same stupid chart. None of this matters. Let us take a look at Ethereum, as my barber said the other day. Bro, he's like this tattooed Harley dude. Cuts my hair. Probably thinks COVID's not like a thing. Likes to shoot guns and ride Harleys and pickup trucks and stuff, but he's cool. First thing he said when I walked in, he's like, hey, it's my crypto dude. Buy any Doge or Ethereum yet? Fucking Ethereum. I think I had Ethereum like a couple years ago. I was really hurt when I went to the bathroom. They called it Ethereum. So I think this is what he was talking about, Ethereum. And listen, Ethereum looks ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, here's that flip, 1419. If you take it off log, it probably looks even more ridiculous, linear, but no point, right? And let's just say, what's the math? Let's just call it 1,500. Like, Bitcoin did 3.5 times when it broke its previous all-time high of 20, like, we'll just call it 20,000, say it went 65, right? 3.5 times. So we'll call this 1,500. So 4,500, it's like 5,250 would be the target, even if it just did that move right up here. And that seems weird, but when you look at it on a log chart, that is not far away at all, right? That's just a couple candles. And that's just doing that, 3.5x that Bitcoin already did. But the more I talk to people that are not emotionally attached, married to Bitcoin, the ones who say everything is bad, Bitcoin good, which is fine. I love Bitcoin maximalists. They really are like, hurrah, cheerleaders. But like, people in the real world that are not like in our world that are necessarily obsessed, like, people are really excited about Ethereum. I interviewed a guy yesterday named Don Tapscott, one of the most famous thinkers, boomer, of his generation. I mean, this guy who coined the term paradigm shift and digital divide. And this dude's like in his 70s probably, and all he cared about was Ethereum. He was like, Bitcoin's cool. This was what he said, and you guys are not going to agree. It might trigger some people, but he basically said, there was this first iteration of like the internet and stuff, and I was using it in the 1970s. You know what it was called? I was like, I don't know, man. Internet? So I know, dummy, it was called email. And he was like, you know what? That was the 1970s, and we still use email. And then he said, that's what Bitcoin is. I'm not saying I agree. He said, Bitcoin is email, and the internet is Ethereum. Makes you think. Internet pretty big relative to email. But he was like, yeah, Ethereum never stops going as long as they can scale. Price goes up forever. Have fun staying poor if you don't have Ethereum. Have fun staying poor is still like, it's kind of fucked up thing to say, to be honest. Yeah, I think did we get to 30? Did this hit 36 and I didn't get a chance to tweet 30? Yeah, probably 3.6K all day. Maybe I did. I don't remember what happened 5 minutes ago. But like Ethereum just looks ridiculous, guys. You buy the dips, right? So maybe let's add a line now. Cool. But like against Bitcoin, look at that. Look at this. It's embarrassing if your name is Bitcoin. And this is now breaking through a key level here. I drew that wrong, by the way. So we're going to redo that. You don't want to include the lower wick when you draw supply. Upper wick on supply to the bottom of the candle. And when you do demand, bottom of the wick to the top of the candle. So this is a weekly. Close above this. I would say, let's just do the swing highs, make it really easy, because we all know that we're just guessing. So draw your lines wherever you want. But yeah, I mean, massive rounding bottom here. I mean, this is just plowing forward, just utter destruction. Gotta love it. You gotta love it. How can you not love it? It's lovable. You gotta love it. Coming back over the comments here, because I don't know what guys are you saying. Oh my God, say that again. I don't know what it was that I said. I can't say it again. Livonia's smashing his imaginary girlfriend. Oh, yeah, smash the like. Smash it. Oh, wait, I did the down. You got to do up. Don't do down. Don't do that. 32 ETH gang, man. Staking that ETH. Pretty good idea. Getting that yield. I'm just... try living without email. I agree. Listen, I think Bitcoin is the most important financial asset in history. Period. I am a Bitcoin maximalist at heart. I just think you should also look at Ethereum, because blockchain itself is going to disrupt everything in the future, and that won't be built on Bitcoin necessarily, right? It'll be built on Ethereum and Cosmos and Solana and Ava Labs and Elrond, and you name your blockchain. Doesn't matter. Name your blockchain. It is a huge question if it will be able to scale properly, but Ethereum, 2.0 is a huge move if they can successfully pull it off. And you have incredible layer twos. I mean, look at like what Polygon, Matic, look what they're, what they're saying. Yes, he said he thought the flippening was a really good possibility. I don't need to go there, Yeah, and ICX, icon. Right. When to use log? That's the wrong question. When to use log, regular scale? I never use linear. Some people like to use regular scale on shorter term trades and look at log on the longer term trades. But to me, relative percentage change is way more important than the binary change. Like a move from $1,000 to $2,000 should not look the same on a chart as a move from $19,000 to $20,000. One's a 50% increase, the other's like 5. So it just does not make sense to me to ever use linear. I always use log scale. Yeah, Matic is stupid dope. You even spelled it stupid to make it stupider. There's a band called Slightly Stupid. Do you guys know Slightly Stupid? Anyone know Slightly Stupid? I toured with Slightly Stupid for the summer of 2017. It was called the Summer Haze Tour. It was Ozo Motley, G-Love and Special Sauce, Slightly Stupid, and me. And it was amazing. Slightly Stupid had more ways to consume marijuana in one small bus than any human beings you could imagine. Like, I don't even know how they fit the people on their tour bus, because they had like 6-foot bongs and 9-foot bongs and 3-foot pipes and 12-foot pipe bongs and bongs hanging out the back and the under the bus bongs. Bro, crazy. Yes, and it's spelt stupid. You spelled wrong, and you spelled stupid wrong, which actually makes it cooler that you said spelt stupid, which I like that. I like that. Yeah, so that was a fun, yes, you should drink on your birthday. That's my advice for a 21-year-old. Drink legally. Ethereum. So listen, guys, Ethereum, the strange urinary disorder, it looks great. It just looks great. And, you know, this is like years. And this is a breakout that should be taking us back to the highs versus Bitcoin. Should. Adam posted this yesterday in the FREE, free newsletter. The price was right down about here, and it did the thing. It went erect, stimulated. Got stimulated right here. Broke out, as I said. It was on the retest when I posted it, and blam. So now you're in no man's land again. If you haven't been trading it, you would want to catch it, here or here. Not running into that. You want to catch that from the top. You don't want to catch that from the bottom. No. But this looks great. Everything is great. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. I posted OMG 2 or 3 days ago, and it was down here, and then it went up here. But this is a savage candle. But yeah, that was the path. It was a breakout or a retest. So I would say the OMG looks kind of sweet, but that's a pretty savage candle here. That looks toppy. I'd be careful on that, to be quite honest. Guys, I went through, I had like 1 minute, and I opened like the last 20 charts in my trading view, and we're just going to look at them. OMG USDT, same thing, but it broke the range. It was down here when I posted it, broke the range. So this was your entry, was the break and retest. So about $9, 8 to 12, 18, 30 something %. You're welcome. Send your tips. Did you guys see that they're adding a tip jar to Twitter? What do you think would happen to me on Twitter if I added a tip jar to my tweets? Because probably it's a good idea. You can make a lot of money. And if someone wants to tip you, can you imagine how many people would call me a scammer and say that I'm broke and that I'm not a real trader because I wanted to get money from tips on Twitter? My God, I would get destroyed. That scammer doesn't even trade, bro. By the way, I barely trade. Like, I used to trade all the time. Who trades now? Everything goes up. You bought it. You just kind of sit around and wait. When the top seems like it's in, maybe we'll start worrying about it. But OMG looks great. I would catch them here. Bro, it's the funniest criticism, I think, in the world of people that are so narrow-minded. Say, dude, this is how, did I ever told you how I got the name? I would hope Charlie B would get a lot more than me. I agree. The Wolf of Wall Street. So one day, somebody, I had made the transition from music to crypto, and I had never really talked about crypto till like late 2016, 17. I stopped talking about music. I started talking about crypto all the time. This is what I was into. And someone, like, every time I would post a chart, this one dude or like two dudes would come on and be like, "Shut up, DJ. You're a DJ. What do you know about crypto?" Because apparently, like, if you DJ, it means you can't do anything else. And I've always argued that, like, you should never let people put you in a box, like physically, because that's probably criminal, but also, mentally, as a job, and you're allowed to do and be good at more than one thing. So like one day I was like, they were like some dude said something about Wolf, exactly this. Something to tell about Wolf. He was like, "You're trying to be the Wolf of Wall Street." I was like, "Bitch, I'm the Wolf of all streets. I can DJ, probably school you in sports, and my charts are sweet. And at the time, I was just like a fanboy that was in like Discord groups and stuff, you know? And then people, because they saw my Twitter, started calling me Wolf, and it like stuck. And like 2 weeks later, I couldn't get rid of it. So, look, see, Dave P. He used to DJ, and now he is here too. But seriously though, do not ever let anyone tell you what you can or can't do because of some stereotypical assumption, because those people are huge heaping bags of penises, and you can do without those heaping bags of dicks in your life. Nobody needs those dicks. Nobody needs them. Utrust, I posted this today. Yeah, I want that there. This is an all-time high. This is in price discovery when that was the all-time high. So this looks like a buy the dipper opportunity. I love Utrust. I will say we've been working on an integration for the newsletter for a long time, and I kind of slept on them, and now I feel bad about it. But Utrust is working on integration so that I can do crypto automatically with recurring on the newsletter, which would be absolutely amazing. But like, you know, we've seen what happens when these coins go into price discovery. This one already did a 30% move to get there. So, you know, that's meaningful, but I would take this retest personally. That looks great. 1 inch, made fun of it on Wednesday, so it popped on Thursday. But I said in the newsletter yesterday, I think in the free newsletter, this was a buy. So at least you're up from there, like 3%, which is a good year on a stock, by the way. We're very spoiled in the crypto space. We think that we need to get like 100 to 1,000% in a week or we've failed. I remember the days when if a stock went up 9% in a year, you were like, you basically felt like you were Warren Buffett. You were the richest person in the world. Crypto is so spoiling. You guys don't understand. Stock market, like when you're trading or investing, you're just like, man, I'm going to be so paid in 30 years. And in crypto, it's like, oh my God, I hate this coin. It's been 30 minutes. It didn't do what my box on the chart said it would do. But this still looks pretty good. Like it left the range. It's retested. I don't know. Is Bitcoin like not looking great at the moment or something? I don't really understand why we're seeing these candles down. Next is sushi. My alarm went off yesterday, breakout. So, hey, I would, you know, they're all making these ugly candles. But remember, these ugly candles that we saw like an OMG and stuff, ugly. But an ugly candle doesn't matter until you see another ugly candle after it. It's just a candle, requires confirmation. So I don't worry about these candles until I see what comes next. So like if you get a retest of this area and this area as support, you should see sushi going up. Unless it comes down here and that's like rotten sushi. You never eat two things you don't do in life. All you can eat sushi. And sushi on, I think in New York, it's on Sundays that you never eat sushi because that means they couldn't have gotten a fresh delivery. It's like all you can eat E. coli. All you can eat sushi, they're not giving you good fish. And I think you probably want your fish fresh when you're eating it, I don't know, raw. But yeah, I would be looking, don't go to all you can eat sushi. I know it seems like a really good deal, but your doctor bill, no, it's not worth it. I used to do that though, man. We used to go to all you can eat sushi and have like sushi eating competitions. Like I can eat 70 pieces, bro. Vomit. One time when I was a freshman in college, my friends dared me to eat like all the wasabi on the table. It was a ball like this big. And they were like, if you eat it, bro, we'll pay for your meal. And you know, we were like poor college kids. I was like, that's $9. I ate it. They didn't pay. I'd remind them about that all the time. Sushi, I would buy here-ish. If it came down. Otherwise, you need to get above this level. And let's look at all these dinosaur coins. EOS. All these candles. Pretty ugly. But that's cool because you maybe get to buy EOS down here. I mean, look at this. Most savage head and shoulders in the history of crypto, probably. And I posted it when it happened in the newsletter. EOS. Retest. Boom. Right down to the target. But yeah, I mean, that's a really important level, $8. If you can get 860 now on a retest, pardon, you know, like one of these, because you know it won't go all the way to the line. That's why you spread your orders all along there. And I think you go up to 15 bucks. 50% move just to there. Man, it's amazing that these coins, like EOS raised billions of dollars, like for a company that probably needed like 300 grand and like some interns. The ICO bubble is so insane when you look back at it, isn't it? When you look back at it, it's so nuts. Like these companies raised so much money. EOS Bitcoin, that's a weekly. You really want to see this close above that. But like this is what Ethereum looked like, right? Let's look at this. Ethereum breakout. You saw what happened. Let's find, do I have Litecoin up here? No, let's look. Litecoin, even a bigger one if you zoom out all the way up here, but whatever. Litecoin breaking that long-term resistance. Let's look at, these are all the dinosaurs. I don't know if I'm opening the right ones, by the way, but XRP, look what it did when it broke that, right? This is what I'm talking about, folks. Alpha, right here. EOS, doing that right now. And TRX, where are you? TRX on Bitcoin, doing that right now. And retesting. Like just, it does, nothing's guaranteed, but like just look at what the other ones did that have already popped and go find the similar coin that has not. Right? I'm not saying it's going to work, but that looks, and that looks exactly like that looks, exactly like that looks, and that looks. So I don't know, man. Seems good. Seems good. So yeah, TRX, EOS looks good. Even Bitcoin Cash. As I said in my video yesterday, Roger Ver is definitely like getting super wasted right now. Just partying because he's loving it. He's just like super excited and cheering himself on because Bitcoin Cash is doing so well against Bitcoin right now. Guys, that looks the same. All-time high. Breaking on strength. And look at all this volume. I don't want to tell you to buy Bitcoin Cash because I'm not gonna, and it's whatever. But these charts, they look exactly like what we saw from the coins that already broke out. I'm coming back to the Chizat for a minute. I have no idea what's happening over here. I can't look at BSV. I don't want to get herpes. Yeah, I don't want to. Going back, what scale are you using trying to replicate it? Please assist. You mean log scale? Look on the chart. See down here? Linear, log. That's it. Just click that little log. Look how different it is. Just click that little button and you're in there like swimwear. Please, your thoughts on XLM. I actually had the idea to do that. I had that. That's another one from last week. Last week, right here. Now listen, I said you needed a breakout, which never happened. And I was like, this is where you put your stop, but you got to move that over here because it was after the breakout. You had to wait for a breakout as confirmation, which never happened. And then I said here. Pretty savage. And if you're an XLM fan, I never say, hey, buy now, but this is where you would want to buy, and it's doing it. And then in this case, I'd put your stops probably down here so that you're clear of that with a wick. If you want to be super safe, you put your stops way down here. It just depends on your position size. And that's really not that far down. I mean, this is kind of, let me see what this looks like on the weekly in general. I got to get rid of that on the weekly. Yeah, guys, this is like, I show you all the time, but let me pull this up here, right? Look, see this line that looks so bad on the weekly, right? It's a good line on the daily. Good line, 4 hour, even better line. It's on the weekly, it looks bad, but you don't need to delete it when you change time frames. You go to the settings, you remove it from the weeks. I didn't even do the right thing, did I? I was trying to give, oh, there's two of them. Wow. Remove it from the weeks. Didn't work, did it? I don't know why that's not working. I'm trying to show you guys one thing. And the one thing that I'm trying to show you Doesn't work because it's clicking on something else. Okay, well, oh, it's got the drawing tool on. Stupid. Dummy. Okay, see? And look at all these dots that I left for you guys. Every time I tried that, I was drawing a dot on the chart. It's great. Anyways, weekly. Like, okay, I would say tell you what's encouraging right now, but you got to be careful. This is since we dropped down here. This would potentially be the highest close, but 1 wick, 2 wick, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, almost 11, and potentially 12 if this does not close above that line, rejected at that area. I would not touch this with your money until it has convincingly closed above 1088 here on the weekly. Just doesn't make sense because every time it's hit it, drops. So you got to wait till it's above that. How'd you guys like that cool example that I was trying to show you and it was just failing over and over again? That was pretty tight. Pretty tight. Let's get rid of all these too. Look, there's a dot there. I see it. Dot there. That'll drive me nuts. There's a dot there. Every time I was trying to do that, I was drawing a dot. Ooh, dot. This is how my mind works. Should we look at dot? Let's look at dot. I don't know which correct chart. Everything's dropping. What's going on? Is Bitcoin dominance like flying right now? Alt season over, man. Well, this was the dot trade, right? So that's great. But now you gotta get above here. Or if you're a dipsticker who likes to catch knives, right in this area. Yeah. More like this, I'd say. Something in here-ish. That's that scammer that put tips on his Twitter. He must not have any money. I don't know why people in the crypto community hate other people making money so much. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'd buy this down here or above here. That's pretty much it. Dot looks fine. There was a lot of alt exuberance on Twitter today, though. Link, kind of chilling. Those were all the plans. I already posted this today on newsletter. A lot of plans. Hasn't crossed any of them, but looks really good. See, Link looked good, man. Might get that retest, but I said that here and might have gotten front run. But Link is in price discovery after rounding out here. Link should go up. At least 57 has been my target, so I think that's likely. Come back to the comments. I always draw trend lines using wicks because it's part of the price action. I get it. Everybody has their own thing. And by the way, it doesn't matter. You do whatever works for you and you justify it in your mind and it's great. Why they hate on BCH? I don't know. Who cares about BCH? What are your technical thoughts on drawing trend lines? I think that they're part of the price action. So cutting right through them is just missing out on part of what happened. Like I don't see a reason to cut through the wicks if price went to that point during that time. And I also just learned to use them, you know, just learned to use them. I'm looking through the questions. Sorry. Listen, you can. I used to, and they usually work. Technically, though, so measuring bears and bull divs using wicks is a bit, it works, but it's a bit apples to oranges because the RSI itself is calculated on the open and close, on the close. So if you want to be comparing exactly the same thing, stake to stake, so to speak, then you need to use the candle closes, which is why you see me just skip that altogether and use a line chart. Right? If you use a line chart, it's based on closes. This is exactly why I use line charts for hunting for divergences. Is Safe Mars really, is that really a thing? Is that like Safe Moon's cousin? Because I still haven't even figured out what Safe Moon is. Haters aren't just on crypto. They're everywhere, yes, but they're uniquely dickheads on crypto Twitter. Uniquely extra dickheads. My favorite DJ is DJ Jazzy Jeff. Just reading through comments here, guys. Yeah, the market dips a lot this time on Fridays because professional traders like to close their books over the weekend. So that's a narrative, at least. I'm not saying that is necessarily the reason, but that's what we've always said. It's like, if you're a Wall Street trader, you're out the door by 4 p.m. on Friday and you don't want to be worrying about it over the weekend. No, you don't. Yeah, I would do tips and give them to charity. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. I'll look at Ethereum Classic. I did a video on it the other day, but let's just take a quick look because I don't know where it went after all that. I don't know which one of these is right. So, yeah, I mean, Ethereum Classic is going up because it's on Robinhood, and there's probably people who think it's Ethereum. It's my theory. I'm sticking to it. Do you guys remember after the GameStop short squeeze, everyone was like, AMC movie theaters is being shorted to the ground, guys. We got to squeeze that next, bro. AMC movie theaters. Yeah, movies are great. They're coming back. Brick and mortar, short squeeze. And then people went on their exchanges and they shorted a stock called AMCX, which has literally nothing to do with AMC movie theaters, and they bought it, trying to short squeeze it, and it's a terrible company apparently, and just absolutely destroyed everyone who was shorting AMCX. Huge Wall Street positions on AMCX. I think that's what's happening here. People are like Ethereum. Ooh, that's the cheap one, the classic one. That sounds good. And they're just buying it in Robinhood because they're dumb, or they just don't know better. Is BSV on Robinhood? I don't know, but certainly potential that could be the case. I see you asking this question over and over. I have no idea about stacks. I just don't know. So, yes, AMC also did, but they also short squeezed AMCX, the wrong company. Like half the people were buying the wrong one, or even if it was 10%, it was enough. Yeah. People would probably buy dog poo if it had a chart. It could be traded as a commodity. XVG is interesting. Yes, because you can pay for pornography with it on Pornhub. BTT probably looks great. I don't know. Someone just asked me a valuable question. How do you make the center line in parallel lines? Let me show you. Okay, it's a tool. It's called parallel channel. So you pull it, and it gives you that 50% level. It's probably a setting, style, middle. See, I can get rid of it or add it. I can change the color. You want that shit to be blue? You want it to be aligned? You don't like the dash? See what I did there? Yeah. It's a parallel channel tool. Right up here. See? Trend line, info line, anchored view app. I was going to do it, but it didn't work. Yeah, there's all kinds of things, like you can just go in here and be like, hey man, if I do this and price action will bounce off my pitchforks and then make lots of monies, best hangover cure is an IV. You get a friend who's a doctor, and every time you want to get drunk, you have them come over and put an IV in your arm the day after. And if you don't have that, you drink Pedialyte like a child. But the real best hangover cure is being not 44 years old, I've found. I think that Doge is completely irrational, FOMO, fear of missing out. There's no way you can use a chart right now to trade it. You just either gamble or you don't. Do you miss DJing? No, I don't. I'm the kind of person who I can do something like hardcore for a very long time. And then the minute I decide I'm done with it, on to the next thing. I would say that I'm having more fun just creating content in the crypto space than I had DJing, which is crazy. Different kind of fun for this age. Dude, being 44 years old is unbelievably disheartening when you've been able to do things. Drinking sucks. Exercising sucks. If I go play basketball, there's like I don't even know how this relates to age, but like a 90% chance that I will either jam every finger on my hand or twist my ankle or like pull a muscle. It's terrible. And it starts when you're like 32. Where do you draw fib retracement extension lines to or from? Let's pull up a chart. Here's a theory. Well, this is not a great one to do because it's so high. Here, let's do this, right? Litecoin monthly. Okay. You want to do it from the top of a move to the bottom of the move, but it's up to you which ones you do. So a lot of people draw tons of different fibs, right? So if you think that, hey, man, let's say this was the top of this entire move and this was the bottom, you can also extend these to the right. Then you draw those fibs, right? But you can also say, hey, man, like I want to know where we're going to hit from here to here. Look, I'll make those red, right? So we have the red fibs for this move. And maybe you were trying to figure out how far it was going to drop. So you pulled fibs from this low to this high. And then they're retracements back from zero. We'll make those blue fibs, right? So this retraced almost 100%, obviously. And so like if you zoom in, we've got these fibs for this move, the red here down to, it's right there, right? And you just turn on that magnet tool and you lock into them. So you can Fibonacci, like people who used to trade with me, like 2018, 17 said that my charts looked like a Pink Floyd laser light show because I'd have fibs on every single move and like I would never delete an old line. They made fun of me. And I learned that when I share a chart, I got to take everything off of it, except for the thing I'm trying to show. Yeah, drink quality over quantity. Yeah, cheap tequila at 44, devastating. My grandfather was a stockbroker and used to chart on the kitchen table at breakfast every morning. So yeah. Scott, if I was your tour manager for the past 15 years, would you require me to get the vaccine if you were going? I'm not touching that one with 10-foot pole. So yeah, I don't even know what Hawk is, but I'm sure it's going to the moon. How much do you sell at take profit levels and how many profit orders do you tend to have? It really depends on how long I'm planning to hold it, if I'm viewing it more as an investment or a trade. But I would say I scale out from 10 to 20% at a time at key levels. And if I get, 75, 80% in profit, then I just take the remaining 15 to 25%, whatever it is, and I put it in my long-term bag and I don't look at it. I'll look at BNB. It should be open up here. No. Yeah. I mean, I still think BNB is going to $1,000 on this move. This looks a little head and shoulders-y, but it bounced. Yeah. I mean, this is a beautiful pennant. It has not reached its target. I think it should go to $1,000. BNB to $1,000. You heard it here first. Yeah. 32 is the crazy number. Gained 50 pounds between 32 and 36 without doing anything different. Harder work getting rid of it than it was younger. Don't let it get out of hand. At the time is the best advice ever. If I take off a week and like eat like an asshole on vacation, it takes me 8 weeks to get back to where I was for that week. How many trades do I do weekly at this point? Like none. I buy dips because I think the whole market's going up. So I wouldn't even call it trades, swing trades, but I'm just like buying dips. I don't even care. But in last year, when I was like actively trading through the market, I had 11,000 taxable transactions on my taxes, which I'm still working on and just had to file an extension on. 11,000 taxable transactions. But right now, I'm just not really trading. Ethereum. No, that's Ethereum. I say Ethereum. You've run out of cash to buy dips because you have to sometimes sell some stuff to have that cash when you rebalance, unfortunately. I do not have a charting course video, but I can wholeheartedly recommend my mentor, Chris Inks. It's in the description on the video, Texas West Capital. He has a full course. He helped me a ton. So, Emmy's here again. What's Emmy doing? I am afraid of nothing except going broke. Sounds good. Let's go. I need to see what Emmy said. That's my wife, for any of you who don't know, but she was responding, I guess, to the vaccine question. I don't touch vaccines on here, but she can. Yeah, I'd probably ask you to get the vaccine because, microchips and stuff. I would want to know where you were at all times, so I need you to have that microchip. I am Batman. Hi, Emmy. Yeah, I used 2 softwares this year, BlockPit and ZenLedger. Yes, I am an icon. Thank you very much. That's nice. Are vaccines going to the moon? Probably. Complete the ETC chart. There's nothing to complete. It's in complete price discovery. It is an all-time high, and there's not even an area. You would buy it here, $47. I don't know. Otherwise, if you think it's going to keep going up, you buy the dip on the Bitcoin pair right there. I don't know. That's all I got. There's nothing to look. It's parabolic. How about a music on crypto or trading? Like, I really like to trade. Last night I got paid like a rap song. It is not a taxable event if you never sell. But if you never sell, it's really hard to live. Mosquitoes give you the chip? I thought the Bill Gates chip was in the vaccines. I don't know. Thoughts on ADA? We can look at ADA. Contrary to popular belief, because some dude said something about ADA on my podcast, I do not hate ADA. But boy, do I hear about that every day. ADA looks great. I didn't even know that it did that yesterday, but that was what we were looking for. Look, break, retest, boom. That's what I drew, just not exactly in the right place. So don't sue me. But yeah, I said this on the stream. Had this sort of higher lows going up into flat resistance. Boom. ADA looks great. You can see what I thought would happen. And now we have finally the break of the range high and new highs. I didn't even know that we got that, but you should have bought that when it did this. This was your chance. All right? Retest of the all-time high. Great. $1.55. ADA looks amazing. Sorry, Charles. I did not mean to let someone call you a scam on my podcast. What's a better version of Tinder? Twitter? I don't know. In Germany, it's not a taxable event if you hold over 1 year, by the way. Like any crypto that you sell after a year, no taxes, like not even long-term capital gains. Can't move to Germany. I love when people talk about taxes and they're like, just leave America, bro. It's a scam. Taxes are criminal enterprise. And don't realize that you can't just move to another country and be absolved of your tax debt in the United States. Doesn't work that way. TRX is going down. Is this is it like a update for the moment or a prediction of something to come in the future? My MRI, of my brain? You want a brain scan, or is it an MRI of my tennis elbow? I don't know. Bill Gates putting chips to track the lady's position now that he's divorced. Well, I mean, you can't blame him for that. Maybe it's just whatever. Even if you renounce your citizenship, if you have a certain amount of money, you have a recurring tax load and you have to pay penalties. They don't let you out, man. They don't let you out of the United States. Not a thing. Kathleen, I don't know you, but I appreciate that. These are the best I'd watch, even if I didn't care about watching a chart master. I don't think there's any such thing as a chart master, guys. Because if you show this chart, whatever this is on the screen, TRX, if you showed it to 50 traders, you'd probably get 46 different ideas. The secret to charts is to realize that they're kind of stupid but fun and that you just need to use them to manage your risk. It doesn't matter what you're seeing on a chart. The only thing it does is tell you where you want to put your stop loss when your idea is invalidated, and then to size your position correctly. And then you can just go ahead and lose 7 out of 10 times and still make money. That's the secret to trading. Everybody teaches you how to chart and teaches you how to do this and whatever. All that matters is how you use that chart or any other technique to manage your risk. It's the only thing that matters. The only thing that matters. Chart master. What is your opinion on hodling ETH and Bitcoin after the bull run? I intend to hold Ethereum and Bitcoin until I'm too old to spell Ethereum and Bitcoin. I believe they are long-term holds. Look, that is correct. That is the only place you can move because it's in the United States. That is the one loophole, but you have to really move there. You can move to Puerto Rico if you're an American and pay 4% taxes, but you have to live in Puerto Rico because it's the only place that you are still in America and get a tax break. That is the move. They're building a citadel down there. Brock Pierce and a bunch of old school Bitcoiners are literally building a Bitcoin citadel. Charlie Shrem the other day was like, we were talking, he was like, dude, we're going down to Puerto Rico, check out the citadel. I was like, you're moving to Puerto Rico? I was like, hell no, I'm not moving to Puerto Rico. I just want to go hang out at the thing you're building. You need my brain, so you can download it on my you don't want my brain. Yeah. Listen, I've been screaming about Ethereum before it happened. I was screaming about Litecoin before it happened. Hopefully I'm screaming about TRX before it happened. It's the same way I just showed you guys. Like, you see, after you saw what like XRP and ADA did and everybody's screaming dinosaur coins, just look for the dinosaur coins. Paper towel hands in Puerto Rico. I don't know why that would be like uniquely Puerto Rican, but paper towel is pretty funny for like spaghetti hands because like paper towels, but are they like Bounty? Is it the quicker picker upper? I have paper towels. I have napkins here. Or is it like the really weak ones they use in the commercial with like Bounty and like, and then they like wring it out as if it was a washcloth? Or are we talking about like the cheap, like Sam's Club brand paper towels that like you literally like throw a dot of water and it burns through them like it's hot acid? That's the kind of hands that most people have. Did you tell us about, it's not fair. That's not fair. Emmy, every day, I'm going to tell you a story about my amazing wife. Every day, probably, every day, a few times a week. I don't want to be hyperbolic. She says, hey, Scott, do we own any Doge? She knows the answer to that question. And she's well aware that we do not own any Doge. It's just like this little funny needling wife thing. Hey, Scott, have you ever heard of this coin? It's called Dogecoin. Oh yeah, paper towels. He did throw those paper towels. Have you ever heard of Dogecoin? It's a lot of people have heard about it. And you know, hey Scott, hey honey, I know it's dinner time. I want to hang out with the kids, but I was just curious. Have you gotten any Dogecoin yet? So I will say though, Doggy coin. If you were in the newsletter and you followed me, then you know that I was screaming loudly recently. I'll show you this because this Doge chart is so dumb now. Right. Okay. Listen, these cycles on Doge, these used to look huge until you see what happened, right? This is what the Doge chart always looked like. Okay. So in December of last year, if you were in the newsletter, you know, I said, I alluded to Chris Inks, Texas West Capital in the description, the guy you asked who I would, my mentor. I said, look, I'll never forget right here in 2000, very beginning of 2017 in March, he had a Trello group and he would post these Trello cards with trades. And he said, do you want to get rich? This is how you get rich. That was the name of the card. I will never forget it. And he said, you just buy Doge between 20 and 15 sats right here. Just set your orders. It was coming down into it and they all filled and it did this. And that's when I learned about these Doge pumps and wrote every single one of these. But in December, I said, hey guys, Doge is literally back at 15 sats. Buy Doge, get rich. And I alluded to that. But what did I do? I sold it. I sold it at like 180. Right? I was like, it got to here and I was like, and I had scaled out. So not only did I sell it at 180, I sold it here, sold it here. That was it. Maybe a little in between, like here. And by the way, that was still over 10x. So you're welcome for that nice Mother's Day gift that's coming. Paid for by Doge, Emmy. But I know I didn't think that this would happen. No. No, I did not think that would happen. So I don't want to hear about it anymore. But you did a 10x if you were following. And I'm sorry that you did not do another 70x after that 10x. So it's whatever, man. I am your mentor. Emmy, I'm sick of this, Scott. You never take out the trash, do the dishes, and you know what else? You never bought Doge. Yes, welcome to my life. But you have to be married to someone that keeps you in your place and reminds you that you don't own Doge on a regular basis. Yes, Emmy is hilarious. Thank you. We don't have, does she say in the middle of, no, we don't have fights. We don't fight. We do not fight. Do we fight, Emmy? Do we fight? She puts up her dukes like this when we fight. I think everything will pull back. I just don't know when. There's no salt here. It's great. I like when people do that. Emmy, if your husband held on to his Doge as long as he's holding on to his Tesla hopes, right? That car is for her. Okay. Okay. And she is the one who has basically capitulated the hope on Tesla. It's not me. Sometimes we talk loudly sometimes. So I said to her the other day after all of that, because I was feeling bad about Doge and I wanted to make her feel really bad about Doge. I'm not going to lie, guys. There was a time when I had at least 50 or 60 million Doge. 30, $40 million worth now. I mean, and it's fine. It's not like it hurts. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine that I could have, if I had helped, talk about spaghetti hands, if I had diamond handed my Doge, and there's no rational reason to, I really don't feel bad about it. But if I had, I would have made more money on Doge than Tesla has made actually selling cars, probably in the last 6 months. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And yeah, tens of millions of dollars worth of Dogecoin. Tens of millions. So much Dogecoin that the other day I actually tried to like get into my old Bittrex account where I knew there was nothing, but I was like, maybe there's some Doge, man. Maybe there is some Doge. Yeah. Only 12 wallets hold 60%. The number is something like that. One wallet, I think, holds 23 or 24% of Doge supply. I mean, the death of Doge or being destroyed. I'm not saying this will happen. Like, someone could empty Satoshi's Bitcoin wallet, but yeah, like one or two dudes are like, I'm selling this shit. You're done. It's over. My mentor was Christopher Inks, Texas West Capital. He's in the description. Chris is so awesome that I still help admin his Discord group just because it's awesome. I've gotten a little busy, but yeah, I work for him in that regard. Dude is legend, best trader. And best trader, right, is not to me the trader that makes the most money. The best trader is the one who just accepts their losses easily and knows what's up. Yeah, I own TRX, yes. Not with leverage or anything. It's a good question. Do you think that the hype of Doge will be transferred to another coin in the next few weeks? I now view Doge as almost not crypto. It's taken a life of its own. It's trading on other exchanges that have nothing to do with crypto. And most of the people who are buying it don't even know what Bitcoin is. So to me, it's sort of taken a life of its own and it's a completely different kind of asset. So I don't think that it just pours into another asset. I would be more concerned that people get destroyed on Doge and hold it against the rest of the crypto sphere when it has literally nothing to do with it. That I would be more concerned about that. To use a hardware wallet, I use a lot of different things for Bitcoin, and I've talked about it a lot. I use Casa multisig. So I don't know if you guys know about multisig, but that's basically where you make it impossible for even you to get your coins without going through all kinds of hoops. I'm trying to fix a pen, it's broken. Yeah, and so that is, you basically have like 5 wallets and you have to sign on 3 of them to send a transaction. It's a little more complicated with the RC20 tokens and stuff. So yeah, I have different ones for that. But yes, you should definitely protect your coins if that's really the question. I'm not going to go through my whole collection of long-term holds because we'd be here a while. But as I said, majority Bitcoin, Ethereum is rapidly catching up. I almost have as much Ethereum as Bitcoin now, which is money where my mouth is because I've been talking about it a lot. I certainly view Elrond eGold as a long-term hold. But again, most of my other long-term holds not named Bitcoin and Ethereum are because I've done exceptionally well on them in the past and then moved like the remainder of the profit into my long-term holds. So I have a lot of coins like that. Casa is so complicated. Boyfriend tried to show me it in case he pegs. Am lost. Yeah, Emmy. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, because when you want to send Bitcoin, you have to, you do the send, and then you basically you do it on your first device. You sign the transaction, and that comes from an email telling you to sign it, and your email is probably encrypted and has 2FA on it. So the person after you peg, so to speak, and then you have to go do that 2 more times. 2 more times. A lot of people at this point are like, hey man, I'd rather have my coins on exchanges. And I don't necessarily blame them, especially if you can send your coins to Coinbase custody. I'm not doing that because I don't want my coins with Coinbase, but unless Coinbase gets shut down, the government steals the coins. That shit is insured. So there's something to be said for that, but there's no really great solution if you just want to do it yourself. It's pretty complex. That's a hard question. I would have said so a month ago. Now I don't know. I think Doge is taking a life of its own. No, I don't think that a Doge crash will dictate the end of the bull cycle. I don't. I think it's its own thing. Have at it. Have fun. Maybe it's not in the description. Let me look. I'm going to now open YouTube here. And if it's there, we're going to, whatever. If you want to hang out on Discord with my mentor, Christopher Inks here, I'm going to put it right up here. Can you guys see that? It's right here. See that? Are you guys seeing that? It's in the description. Should have looked harder, dude. Should have looked harder. That's Coinbase that's up there. Losing some money on that. Why don't you like Coinbase? Well, it's not specific to Coinbase. It's just if you believe that, and I don't necessarily, but if you believe that you should own Bitcoin as a hedge against bad behavior of the government and things like that, then there could be a time when if the government really wanted to shut down Bitcoin or came for people's whatever, that they would go to a company and take the Bitcoin, And so if you hold it yourself, you have more protection against that. I believe for security that you should mitigate your risk by spreading the shit out all over the place. Very frustrating if you pass and somebody has to find all your coins, but if you get hacked in one place, you should not lose everything, That's what I think. Van Eck just filed for an Ethereum ETF. That's awesome. When do you think the bull run will end? Never. Depends on which bull run. But I think that, we will have long, painful periods. I don't know when they'll be, but I think we're good for this year at least. Not funny. I don't know if it was something I said that hurt you. I'm sorry. Getting verified on Voyager has been a pain. They are super backed up, just too much demand. I had, I had pending transactions for a very long time, like everyone else. They finally went through, but yeah, I was trying to get money off and it was hard. And then did the same thing on Binance.us and Couldn't get my money off. Everything was broken. I had the CEOs of both companies helping me get my money off, and it was still taking time. To where we're at in this cycle, guys. There's no fear that you won't get it off. They're just backed up. They're just really backed up. They're just really backed up. I have a date with Melinda Gates tonight. What should I cook for her? I don't know, but I would check her for bugs before she comes in, because if they'll be tracking her, it's trouble for you, man. What if you're hit by a bus? It would suck. Maybe you should do a videotape, an explanation for Emmy. I've got systems in place. It's not as bad as it sounds, but what do I plan to do with all the money? Well, if I had held my Doge, just kidding. I don't know. Have you ever seen, there's this show when I was a kid, it was a cartoon, it's called DuckTales. And I guess the granddad, Scrooge McDuck, and he had this vault and it was full of gold. He loved gold. He was like Peter Schiff. He would swim in the gold and literally spit gold. That's probably what I would do, I would think. No, I mean, if I get enough money to be real, I would probably just I think Emmy and I will start a foundation soon, or a charity of some sort, and we'll do that. It's probably what I will do when I'm done with crypto or whatever. It's probably what we'll do. Yeah, Scrooge McDuck. Probably start kind of a foundation and give tons of money away and help people. We used to give away, it was either 50 to Emmy, you're here still? She might have left. $100 a day. Like all through December, we gave away $100 a day in Bitcoin. We should probably start doing that again. Do you guys think that we should start giving money away again? I would do that. I don't ever plan to be done with crypto as an investment, but maybe as a job. I don't think I'll ever be done. I love talking about it and doing all this stuff. What would I do with the newsletter and stuff, But I think that I will not too many years down the road, surf most of the time and parent most of the time. She says we will feed the starving children of the world. I think that's accurate. Definitely our collective goal is to make as much money as humanly possible, fast, secure. I would say the generational wealth of our family, which I think that, in my opinion, is well on its way or done, and then start giving it away. You only need so much. Endowments for specific causes. I think that's a great idea. My best friend's wife died last year of cancer, and so we started a foundation in her name for cancer research that I help administer. So that's something we've been passionate about. But I think that's a small start. It's not really enough, Yes, she is. She has a heart of gold and she really means it. Emmy, look at this one. You should have twins next as a hobby. Yeah. Guys, it's I've been here for an hour and 15 minutes. We have to end it. I'm just looking at a couple more things here. How could government regulations affect retail traders? I don't think retail investors. I don't think they will. I think that, I can only speak for the United States, but I think that the people we have in power now, Hester Peirce at the SEC, Gary Gensler, who taught blockchain at MIT as the head of the SEC, I think that we're going to get sensible regulation and we shall be able to trade. This guy, Steven, has twins. That's a lot of work. Emmy says no more babies. How much time did it take for you to make your first million? It took me fucking forever to make my first. Well, I made $1 million. To have $1 million took forever. It took till I was in my 40s or whatever. I don't know. Surf wherever my helicopter takes me, bro. I don't know. Wherever I want. What's the likelihood of government intervention in crypto? I think it depends on what government is intervening. I think that if you mean them regulating it, I think that, yes, they will regulate crypto everywhere. Intervening as in coming to take it, I don't think that will happen. Views on Saturday Night Live, I think it's like literally one of the worst shows on television and has been for like 15 years. And it's disappointing because when I was a kid, it was like Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray, and like Saturday Night Live was hilarious. And now it's just not funny. Oh, you probably mean Elon Musk going on there. He'll probably mention Doge a lot. And I don't know, man. I'm not going to bet on it. I have no idea. But my instinct, I'm going to be wrong. My instinct would be just like Doge Day, 420, bro. It's going to go up. It'll probably go down. Like anyone, they'll probably sell right into all that retail hysteria. I don't know, though. I do these like 2 to 3 times a week. I surf badly, yes, but that's what I would like to do. Yeah, Adam Sandler, Mike Myers. That was even later, you know, the Will Ferrell days and all that. Yeah, like SNL is trash. It hasn't been funny in forever. Like it's actually almost like the antithesis of funny. So I feel like I could make a show that's funnier than Saturday Night Live. I feel like I am making a show as we speak that's funnier than Saturday Night Live. Discuss. Guys, that's about it. 346. Why don't you trade anymore? Is it a strategy? That's a great question. I'm not saying I don't trade. I'm just saying that I have way too much money to care about the size of any trade I would take, so it doesn't matter. Like you see all these guys, and I'm admitting this, like you see all these guys on Twitter that are like $5 million leverage positions on Bitcoin. Like I don't do that. I'm not going to do that. And so when the position size I'm comfortable with is now not meaningful to the overall portfolio and therefore is not worth like the stress and concern about doing it for me, but also like anyone who rode the bear market and was buying like and suffering, you're up so far now. Like I'm well aware of the statistics on trading, and I think I'm good at it. Like I'm at least like moderately decent trader, but like most traders lose, and most traders lose most of the time. And I don't want to lose any Bitcoin, and I don't want to lose any money. And I think it's going way higher. So all I want is just to get as much of it as possible. So yeah, like, you know, if you count like buying things when they launch on Uniswap with a small amount because it might do 100x as trading, sure. But like, I'm not going to take my time like trying to trade $500 moves on Bitcoin. Like, what's the point? I just bought shit for like and suffered for 3 or 4 years, and I don't need to trade. So I'm not going to. I love trading, but it's a means to an end. It's not like a lifestyle. It's not, you know, going to like cure world hunger, you know? And like for me, I'm just having the time of my life making all this content. I make all these YouTube videos. Like I record a video every day and I like hire a dude and he produces it. I'm not getting paid for that. Like it's fun. I want to put out content. It's fun. I love writing a newsletter. I love talking to you guys and doing this. I could be spending my Friday afternoon right now doing literally nothing. It would be totally fine. But I love it. I love it. It's great. I'm still talking. I've tried to get off like 10 or 15 minutes ago. Yeah, I love it. So that's what I'm doing. And so since I'm spending all my time creating content, my focus is not on trading, but that's great. Because I do so much charting and stuff that I'm on top of the market and accountable. And if there's some great trade I want to take, I'll take it. I'm in TRX. Bought a bunch of TRX because I think that shit's going to go up a while ago. So that's what it is, guys. You know, and you're probably going to lose your money trading. You know, trading is largely for people who are really, really impatient and want to have it now. And in the end, it's like using high leverage. You just generally end up losing money. I'm not saying you shouldn't trade if you're good at it and you have good risk management and you have emotional control. I think that's a great thing. But if you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, probably not. And I'm willing to wait like 10 years, just start buying stuff and just wait. You know, you'll do probably will do much, much better. I don't even know how to get these comments off. Canadian Greg hearted me. You guys are amazing. Really enjoyed this. Thank you for spending the time. But it's Friday. You ain't got no job. You ain't got shit to do. And you know this, man.